Today we get to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of our building here at Salem. It's been a long time coming, and we finally get to celebrate this day. The rich history of Salem United Church of Christ can be traced back to the Westphalian area of Germany, as families migrated for religious freedoms to the United States and settled in the rich farmland area of southwest Indiana during the mid-1800s. The first church building, located on a farm north of what we now call Westphalia, was built of hewn logs with nothing but a dirt floor and a few windows. It was destroyed by fire, and a larger church was erected, again from logs and with more windows. This early church was called St. Peter's Church. The first church constitution was accepted and signed by the congregation in March of 1857, and the church was given the name German Community Evangelical Lutheran and Reformed Church in Judea, Vigo Township, Knox County, Indiana. On January 11, 1864, about 40 acres of land was purchased for $475 from Henry and Minnie Schaefer. In 1864, the new church was built at the site of the current parsonage. A brick building, 30 feet by 45 feet, was dedicated in June of 1866. It wasn't until 1881 that the town of Westphalia was laid out. In 1881, the church purchased a bell from the Buckeye Bell Company in Cincinnati. This same bell is used today. In July 1919, the congregation voted 26-9 to build a new church due to its condition and the fact that the church had been outgrown. Ground was broken in August of 1919, and on May 2, 1920, the cornerstone was laid to the church we now call home. The new church was dedicated on Thanksgiving Day, November 25, 1920, at a cost of $35,000. The magnificent stained glass windows and the carpeting were donated by groups within the church and several church members together. In 1934, the Evangelical Synod and the Reformed Church met to combine into the Evangelical Reformed Church. A new pipe organ was dedicated August 30th, 1942, along with a new pulpit and lectern. In 1950, the 100th anniversary of the church was celebrated by remodeling the sanctuary, which included new ceiling tiles and sanctuary lights. In June 1957, a union of the Evangelical Reformed Church and the Congregational Christian Churches was adopted to form the United Church of Christ. On September 13, 1964, the congregation approved the church addition for a cost of just under $35,000, which included Sunday school classrooms, a complete new kitchen, a gas-fired 4-zone hot water heating system. The addition was dedicated on May 16, 1965. In 1975, the church celebrated its 125th anniversary. Special improvements were made, which included carpeting in the fellowship hall, new hymnals, outside lights, construction of the church sign, and the publishing of a cookbook. Some recent improvements have included a ramp to the sanctuary along the south side of the church, the addition of the church shelter house and playground thanks to the bequeath from the Mavis estate, the new electronic organ, new carpet, and the eternal light have been added. Many additions to our church have been made in memory of loved ones whose life has been important in the life of the church. Then, of course, the traditions that we continue today of the Christmas Eve service with the lighting of the candles and the singing of Silent Night, Stealing Not, as we muddle through it in German. This year our traditions may change as they have during the 1918 Spanish flu, but we are still a church with God and His Word as our focal point. The rich history of Salem Church continues. The little church on the hill in the little burg of Westphalia serves as a beacon of God's light, as it has shone with a congregation from 170-year history. In today's uncertain world, and will continue as our young people become tomorrow's church leaders. We do have church blocks that we have ordered. They are in. There is a writing on the back of the church giving a little history of the church, and also the picture is done very nicely. These blocks are for sale at $15 each, and you can either pick them at the church or you can call Rita Wampler, and she can make arrangements to get them to you. And at this time, I'd like to present this block to Pastor Jesse as a memento of his first month at Salem Church. You're welcome.